I want to talk about the music that you're making and some of the music that I'm finding in Europe. And to be quite honest, jazz is great, but I think there are some electronic labels. There's a lot of again, I hate the term electronic, but those type of acts that are the blue notes of today. There's a lot of stuff that was pressed in the 90s and the 2000s. I mean, not a whole lot of copies were pressed. A lot of them were used by DJs, and some of them were just beat to crap. But you are in the land where you can pick that stuff up cheap, and for me to get it, I have to pay through the nose. And there are a few pieces which I had to pay through the nose to get because I really wanted it. Yeah, I could get the MP3 file, but no, I prefer to have a physical artifact. I prefer to hear it on vinyl. So here is an example of an album that I had to pay through the nose to get. This is Boozoo Bajou, the Sada album. It comes in a nice Dunlap sack. But you can see the original cover is really kind of beaten. The vinyl is probably BG. There's some surface scratches, but I was happy to pick up this guy because I don't see this thing ever being repressed. The one song that you may recognize from this album is Night Over Manaus, or Manaus. I think if you sample this track and you hear it, you might recognize it. It's kind of house, it's kind of new lounge, like some people would say. I really dig it, and I like some of their music. So if you can, you find this stuff, pick it up, because it's not going to get repressed. And yes, it because it was pressed in limited quantities, it's like the Blue Notes, the original Blue Notes. It is expensive. Another electronic label that I really like that's based out of the UK is Erase Tape Records. This is the new release by A Winged Victory for the Sullen. Again, electronic is vague. They are electronic, but they mix classical instrumentation, so it's classical mixed with electronic. It's ambient, it's great. I love listening to this album just to relax. Again, here's it's a gatefold. The pressings that I found have been just phenomenal. Most of their stuff is done on heavyweight vinyl. It may not be 180 grams, but it's been really good. Now in the United States, some of this stuff that's on Erase tapes is being released through Cranky, I recommend checking out Erase tapes. It's very expensive for me to pick up the releases. They're being released in limited numbers, and hence the label name. Once they're done, they erase the tape. It is gone. So yeah, of course there's always going to be digital files, but vinyl pressings now. So another label that I'm a big fan of, folks have seen me show Justice, I like the Ed Banger label. Electronic music, techno music with a harder edge. This is Mr. Flash, Sonic Crusader. I like the nice cheesecake cover here. Beautiful gatefold here with more, if I can pull out the inner. The inner comes out, die cut, you can see that. Again, this one is numbered, so this is 303 of 2000, and 2,000 copies, your stamper is not going to wear down. It's going to sound great. So this is just an example of another label that if you can, you could pick them up. See if I can pull a few more examples. This is a band called Koop, which is a band based out of Sweden. They are electronic mixed with big band. They use some samples. it's kind of a big band electronic revival. I want to say they're kind of one of the godfathers of electro swing music. I really had to pay through the nose to get a copy of this thing. I think in the States, I saw a few people advertising it for about $150, but again, this is just great stuff that, to me is kind of the Blue Note of today. And, listen to it in the clubs, and, if you like it, and, there's a lot of house music that's being played there. Some house music compilations are actually going for a lot of money. So there's a cool website called Dustin Grooves. They just had a blog that was released by a DJ, and I can't remember the name of her for the life of me. I'll include a link down below. But her Loft, or the Loft compilations, if you can find them on vinyl, they're going for 3 figures. Here's another individual that I'm a big fan of out of France, which is Guts. This is just the EP, and the EP, I think I paid like $60 for this. I really like this guy's music, in particularly the track "And the Living Is Easy." It samples an old chess record, but with a more swinging beat. If you can find the full-length album is going for like $150, $200 if you can find it. And for us to pick this stuff in the States, it's really expensive. I think the last thing, I got 2 more things that I'll show. One of the electronic labels, again, that I really like, based out of the States, is Ghostly International. And this is Zeno and Oaklander. Ghostly International does limited edition runs of a lot of their stuff. This is kind of electro pop, but kind of sad in a way. There's a female singer that sings on some of the tracks. This guy, unfortunately, was limited to 350, and I happen to have 136. The pressings, they're a big fan of colored vinyl, so here's kind of a beigeish color. If you can, I recommend going to the label website and sampling some of the stuff. I mean, this is really not too badly priced. This is, I think, $18. And you get on their mailing list, and you can figure out what's coming up and sample it. They have some tracks that you want to sample and see if you like it, and pick it up. Now, the last thing I want to show is really from the godfather of the VC. I think a lot of the guys in the VC that are actually making music, I mean, some of it is really good, and I'm hoping that his stuff will really catch on. Derek Vaughn, I mean, some of the stuff that he's putting out is not that bad. And when I heard that he was the first person to actually put out an album from the VC a few years back, I mean, I had to pick it up. I had to support another VC member. It's like you, John. I want to support you as well. So, of course, he numbered it number 33. So, again, think beyond Blue Note. I know you're asking about Blue Note, but I think the genre that you're making music in, I mean, there's a potential for it to actually go up in value if it really hits it big and there's a lot of interest in it. So hopefully you like this video. Sorry I had to do a third part, and this might be kind of a lengthy video, but please leave a comment and tell me what you think.